Good evening. For those of you who might be new to our domain, we are your harpies. We watch, we listen, and we make sure the story of this city is told correctly. Tonight, we're here to discuss something that's caught our attention. A new coterie has popped up, 5 of them, all at once. A very strange mix. The talk of the town is to call them the Fledglings. So let's get into it. Some mortal once had the nerve to call this the Garden State. Cute, right? But we know what really grows here. We see the rot under all that green. Every night on these highways, you're reminded of one simple, unavoidable truth. And tonight, we're talking about 5 souls who just learned that truth the hard way. They died. And now, well, now they're our problem. So who were these people in their last few hours of breathing? You'd think there'd be a pattern, right? A certain type that gets chosen for the embrace. But this group is all over the map. It's such a random assortment, you have to wonder if it's some grand plan or just sloppy work. First, we have Lila Darwich, a real shark in a power suit. She was the star attorney at Grand Vice, and she had just pulled off a huge, some might say ethically questionable win for Warnicki's security. She was living large in Short Hills, thinking she was about to be made partner, the top of the world. A classic story, really. And from that peak in Short Hills, we dive straight down into a dingy little flat in East Orange. Meet Arthur Fisher. No corporate ladder for him, just the sticky floor of an illegal fighting ring. The man was literally trading punches in back alleys just to keep a roof over his head. Talk about a different world, huh? Next up, Deacon Hunt. A simple man, really. Loyal and very good at making problems disappear for the Bernardi crime family. He was a key player in that whole mess they called the Ironbound riots about 6 months back. He knew all about power, at least the kind that comes from the barrel of a gun. And then we have a little bit of sparkle. Ember Donovan. You might have heard her songs on the radio if you're into that sort of thing. She was famous, selling out arenas, playing the last show of a huge tour. Of course, behind the curtain, her life was a complete mess. Cheating boyfriend, the usual drama, the pressures of fame, you know? And rounding out our little crew, the invisible man, Marcus. He was the IT guy for O'Gill and Warner, the one who scrubbed the servers, deleted the inconvenient emails, basically the keeper of all the digital skeletons. A loyal little mortal who knew far, far too much. So let's look at the lineup again. A lawyer, a fighter, a mobster, a pop star, and an IT geek. Is that a coincidence? 5 people just plucked at random from the New Jersey night? Or is this a carefully selected hand of cards? It's a question worth asking, isn't it? Of course, who they were is just the appetizer. The main course is how they ended. And let's be honest, the embrace is rarely a beautiful, dignified moment. So let's pull back the curtain and see how these 5 were brought into the fold. Every single one of them was tricked by someone they trusted. Lila thought she was getting that partnership from her boss. Arthur was just going to collect his winnings from his promoter. Deacon was offered a spot in the big leagues by his captain, right after seeing things that no mortal should see. Ember got a private meeting with a very rich, very obsessed fan, and Marcus, his own boss, invited him for a late-night chat about becoming a more permanent asset. Trust. It's always the easiest way to set the trap. And that, of course, brings us to their makers, the sires, because the fledglings might be new and confused, but their sires are old hands at this game. And if you really want to understand these 5, you have to understand the agendas of the ones holding their leashes. Now this is where it gets really good. Brian Ballard making a loyal soldier for the Anarchs? Sure, that makes sense. Dogman wanting another piece of muscle? Not exactly subtle. And Dorothy making a pop star immortal for Lawrence Wernicke's sick little collection? Pathetic, but not surprising. But look here, Vincent Grande and Vernon O'Gill, bitter corporate rivals for as long as anyone can remember. And they both decide to embrace a child on the exact same night, and not just any childer. A lawyer who just won a case for their rival's security firm, and an IT guy who worked with that same firm. I mean, come on. Is this some kind of twisted joint venture, or is corporate espionage about to get a whole lot bloodier? So with all this powerful backing, how is our new coterie doing? Well, graceful isn't the word I'd use. Their first few nights have been clumsy. They're basically blinking in the dark, and their first taste of our little political scene was, let's say, a rude awakening. And this just says it all. Their first official coterie meeting wasn't in some ancient hidden library or a sleek high-rise office. Nope. Brian Ballard got them all together in the back of a Bernardi's Pizza. You can just smell the cheap marinara and desperation. A very humble beginning for our future movers and shakers. And over slices of pepperoni, Ballard gave them the welcome speech. The Camarilla? Gone. Baron King's Anarchs are running the show now, with a little help from some reformed Sabbat. A very stable alliance, I'm sure. Oh, and the Nosferatu are basically on strike, so good luck getting rid of bodies. The Thin Bloods are angry, and if you even think about crossing the river into New York, you're dead. Welcome to the Garden State. So, you've just been told your new life is a political dumpster fire on the verge of collapse. What's your first move? What's the grand strategic play to secure your place in this domain? Nope. Their first order of business was to find something to eat. They scattered into the night to go hunting. It's a nice little reminder, isn't it? No matter who you were, no matter what grand schemes your sire has, eventually the beast gets hungry, and everything else can wait. Which brings us to the whole point of this little presentation. We're not just sharing gossip. We're asking you to consider what this development means. This strange little coterie has been let loose in our city, and now we all have to decide what to make of them. So, what do you think? Are they an asset, a clever new tool being forged by some very powerful players? Or are they a liability, just 5 stumbling fools waiting to cause a masquerade breach that burns us all down? Or are they just the evening's entertainment, the newest drama to watch unfold? We leave the question to you. Place your bets. Thank you for your time.